Alright, ladies and gents. And that's it already. Stream over. I don't even know how I ended up first. Yeah, sure, buddy. Alright, Martin, you know, for that, I'll show you what I've been working on today. I'm gonna finish all I wanna, like, maybe next Monday. I was gonna say this week, but it's Friday. Pain. Isn't the All I Wanna but like colorful the coolest vocal thing ever? Like this thing. Bro, I cooked. And I'm only gonna have that once in the whole song. Did you use the new goofy plugin for this called... No, yeah, I did use Chimera or whatever it is. Like the plug data thing. It's very good. It's very good. Because what you can do is you can just take other people's impulses and then just like put them over anything and just it like automatically works really well. It's really, really cool. I still love Tokyo. I'm going to release Tokyo this year. I just need to do a little bit of changes to it, but yeah, I'm going to release it. I don't know if I'm going to release it as Tokyo or as Thank You, but I might just release both, honestly. Thoughts on the new David Guetta mastering plugin? Honestly, I saw like 2 seconds of it on a reel, and I was unimpressed. I think I saw the JS Scar review, and I was like, I don't know. We have Isotope. I don't know why anyone's even trying. Like... I don't like these plugins that are like, hey, look, we have done the thinking for you. Your track now sounds good. Like, I don't like this, you know? Jay is kind of sold now with the SUNO thing. I'm kind of Wait, what happened with the SUNO thing? He promoted SUNO? Yeah, but that's not inherently terrible, right? He can do that, I guess. More releasing Tokyo isn't on my bingo card. Oh, shit. SUNO is not cool. I mean, yeah, it's not art, but... bro, like, you know how this thing evolved? So, you know how back in the day we used to say, oh, if you don't play the instrument, you're not a real musician, right? You're not a real artist. Then music producers came along and they're making beats and like Martin Garrix and stuff, and they're like, well, you can use some samples, but you gotta like make your sounds yourself. Then Splice came along and we're like, well, we can just let's not nobody record anything anymore. Let's just use recycled sounds. Right? And like I guess SUNO is just the next evolution of like doing less of the creative process.
SUNO is giving me retro promoting Unison flashback.
Yeah, I mean I think retro got paid well for that. So, you know, taking the bag is fine, I guess. Jasker made a video about it where he uses the idea and then does everything. Yeah, I mean, I think that's okay to do. You know, whatever floats your boat. Who am I to judge? I don't use it. But, who knows how long. The problem for me is that, yeah, if you used it for the sample, it's okay. If you use it and send on DistroKid, it's not cool. Zero work, yeah. I mean, I think also one issue with that whole thing is that, generally speaking, people want to hear... Like, the incentive to listen to music also comes from knowing that there was effort put into the music. Like, there was a struggle, and there was an effort, and there was a thought behind it. And I don't think people want to listen to music where they're like, well, somebody just wrote the right words. Because technically they can do that themselves, right? People listen to music because usually it's something that they cannot do, or like there's some cool thing in it that they're like surprised by. And what SUNO does, it just gives you the most likely outcome, right? It's like an LLM giving you the most likely sentence. It doesn't generate new things. It might generate new things for your horizon, right? But not on the whole of the music scene, kind of. So, I don't know. If you really want to do truly unique music, SUNO doesn't work. But otherwise, if you just want to make money with music, like SUNO's perfectly fine. You know, there's like different approaches. What's the purpose of your music and stuff like that. Dude, I was in 3 furniture stores this week and all they play is SUNO music on the speaker. Yeah, honestly, when that happens, I leave the store. I don't buy there. Fuck that. Neon lights, Friday night, city light, electrify. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why people don't care more. Bro, I was in the cinema and they had a game. While waiting for a movie to start, the background music was SUNO. Yeah. I mean, okay, so if you make a game, right, and you have like SUNO music as like a placeholder, as something, I guess that's fine. But I think if you're like a big company and you put SUNO music, then it's cheap, right? Like if you're an indie developer and you're just not into making music, but you're like making really good games, But if you're a big studio and you're like, you know, there's always like levels to everything. It's always relative. I don't know. Probably we are the only one that are angry for this. Yeah. I don't use it in my production process. I don't like it. Or just to make funny, weird songs with friends. It still damages the effort you put into the thing you're trying to sell. Yes, it does. It does. And reputation-wise, I think it's destructive as hell. But yeah, I use SUNO for getting inspired for recording my vocals. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? I use AI to get inspired. That's always the thing. Well, I'm not using it to make the music. I'm only using it as ideas. That's what your brain is for. You're the one that's supposed to have the ideas. If you cannot have the ideas and you're relying on AI to get your ideas, the ideas are not yours. And also, what's the point of doing anything? It's like, if you don't come up with the idea and somebody else gave you the idea, then you're just a vessel. You're just a vessel that put it into the world. It's not yours. Does that make sense? So I really don't like that. It's a collab? No, it's less. But they make money out of everyone's work without paying them. Yeah, exactly. There's a whole like copyright issue with that, but I don't think they're gonna win the lawsuit. Then credit SUNO on Spotify. Exactly. It's a ghostwriter in slavery. Yeah, but the thing is, I'd rather they use SUNO and you can tell than they're using a ghostwriter and you can't tell, right? At least it's like transparent in a way. I don't know. We don't like AI. But, you know, for example, for coding, I use AI sometimes. Not for the really pretty looking things that I want to look exactly how I want them, but for like stuff that I just have to do, that I know how to do, and I just check if it's correct after, right? But like for like creative stuff, even in coding, I'm like, no, I want to do this myself. This has to be my thing. It needs to come out of my brain. At least we know it's shit. Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't matter if we know, because the regular listener needs to know if it's shit, and they won't. SUNO might be indistinguishable soon. Yeah. There is a really great video on poison pilling music that you release. You can essentially run it through an algorithm that will, like inaudibly for the human ear, manipulate the frequencies in a way that for an AI it sounds like gibberish. We don't like AI, cries an Audemy employee. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're all already implicated. Friday night, my best release so far has an AI vocal on it, you know? Like, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. Then probably the most sample flips are gonna be some SUNO AI shit songs, and maybe half are actually making a song. I don't think that's gonna happen, because the point, like, there's nothing to gain, right? The only thing you gain from doing a sample flip is your own, like, process of making music getting better. But if you don't do that, right? If you don't get better at making music, what's a sample flip for? Like, just to flex? Well, you're not flexing if you're not making it, so there's really no point. I actually thought about making a kind of like Chrome extension or something like that could somehow, using AI itself, analyze music and then figure out if it was AI generated, or like to what extent it was AI generated. And then it would just give you a pop-up like, hey, are you sure you want to listen to this, or something like this. I would really like doing something like this, just to like fight back a little, you know, because fuck them. But Spotify does not make it clear, because they don't know. Because when you distribute music, there's no button to say, I made this with AI. It's just, here's my music, right? That's the same stuff for cheaters in games. There's no point, but they have fun. Yeah. So we need to develop anti-cheats. they're taking some of them down. Yeah, but imagine they're like uploading like what, like 100k songs a day or some shit. Do SUNO artists think girls are gonna be like, oh, what you mean to tell me you don't put in this effort? Wow, you're so talented and cool. Can I be your babe? Yes. Yeah, no. I don't think that's how it's gonna work. See, the thing with SUNO artists is like, hey, I can do that myself. If I want to, I can just go on SUNO and write the same words, right? Like, there's no skill. Like, there's a little bit of skill, like prompt engineering, but that's it. Like, compared to having to learn how to make a bass in Serum that sounds good and is processed properly and fits into the mix and has a good mix and master and works together with everything and is cohesive, like, that takes years and years and years, like 10 years, 12, 20 years to get right. SUNO just SUNO. You do it in 20 seconds, forget about it, right? So I don't think there's no real value added. Imagine SUNO artists watching this right now. Well, you know, if there's any SUNO artists out there, I recommend you think very hard about your life choices and then reevaluate. Think about what kind of person you want to be. Think about sentences like, I am the kind of person that. And then think about this sentence. I'm the kind of person that uses SUNO to be creative. I don't know if you want to be that kind of person. There you go. Said it. What's the biggest clue for you? For me, it's the mix itself, but I feel like that keeps getting better. I think it's the high end and like just the way it writes melodies is very like weird. Prompt engineering sounds so funny to me. Like, you know how to write, lol. I mean, there is some skill, not with SUNO, but like with general like language models and stuff, but yeah. You know what would be fun? Oh, you know what would be fun, dude? Website idea. Website idea. If anyone wants to make it, I might make it. Here's my idea. I give it to you. Actually, I don't know if I give it to you, but imagine this is the website, okay? This is the website, and you get a song. Right? This is the song. This is the waveform, of course. And then you just get... You get two buttons, okay? You get... human. And you get... AI. Right? And then you need to, like, think about what does it sound like. And then we could do statistics on... Are people actually able to determine whether or not a song was made by a human or an AI, right? And then afterwards you could have like a, I don't know, like a bar chart where you just do like, you know, this and then you do this. Like this is how many people guessed correctly, right? And then you can just say like, you are you, right? You did great or you didn't do great or something like that. Next challenge for producer games? Yeah. I thought about making a website like that at some point, but couldn't be asked to do it. I mean, it's not that hard. I can probably vibe code it in a day. All you really need is like... I mean, I guess you would have to have like new inputs every day or something. So you'd have to like... Yeah, and it would need to be like very obscure songs that people just don't know, right? And it would need to be like all genres as well. So I guess it's a little bit of a hassle. Would still be cool. I could find them really well, but the last version of SUNO is pretty impressive. That scares me. Yeah. Just code an AI that downloads every day new SUNO songs to enrich the database. Yeah, I mean for SUNO it's easy, but like for the human stuff, I guess it's more difficult. But at the same time, like you could even just embed a Spotify player or something like that. And then you would give people streams, so they'd probably be happy about it, you know? But that's difficult because people could cheat. They could be like, oh, well, it's an embed. So the Spotify embed would have to be like visibly off screen, right? Like this, like you can't see it. But it's still there and it's still interactable. And if you press play here, right, on the play button, I know it's backwards, it would just like link up to this play button, find it via CSS or something, and then just press it here as well. Then it would play the Spotify thing. and then the Spotify person would get a play if you're signed in. And the SUNO thing would obviously not give anyone a play. Right, so you could promote... I guess that's cool. Could add a bunch of more folk songs, get really rich and famous off of streams from an obscure website. It's probably gonna count as viewbotting or some shit if you're not careful. Then it would have to be downloaded and then it gives you the link. Yeah, but then it doesn't count as a play on Spotify. That's one question I have, because I'm considering actually... let's very quickly... why am I on 4.1? What? Does playing a song through Spotify embed account actually add a play on by itself? Let's see. Can't use SoundCloud though, because that's already filled with AI songs. I mean, you could curate a list. Yes, if someone plays a track through an official Spotify embed, it does count as a stream on Spotify. As long as the listener's logged into their Spotify account, the track is played for at least 30 seconds. Oh, that's pain. Because you can probably tell quicker than in 30 seconds. Okay. They have to be logged in. But that's easy enough. So you can say like, hey, if you want to support the artist that you're listening to, just log in quickly. Then just have it play in the background muted. I guess that works. I guess that would work actually, yeah. So you can just spawn enough embeds, keep one playing, mute the other one. I don't know how they're interacting though. They might have like a thing. You know, like script or something that checks if another embed is present on the website and if it is. Because otherwise you could just like make a website with 1,000 embeds, play them all at the same time. And you just like view like playbot. Wait, is that possible to do? Can you make a click farm like that? You know what I mean, right? Like you just make like 100 embeds of all of your songs on a website, and then you just, when somebody goes there, you mute them all, or like you have them all on 0.1%, and then you play them all at the same time. Every 30 seconds, you get 100 plays. That's kind of what Discord did with the YouTube embed that got them over 1 billion views. No way. I need to investigate this stuff. And then afterwards I get... Alright chat, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.